From agonizing torn ligaments to devastating broken bones, these are the NFL's worst career-ending injuries. Jumping straight in, Terrell Davis's name is often overlooked in discussions of the greatest running backs to play the game, despite his undeniable talent. In his prime, he was virtually unstoppable, breaking through tackles with ease and charging towards the end zone. Even on special teams, Davis dominated from his rookie season, racking up over 1,000 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns. By 1998, he had become a league leader, with over 2,000 rushing yards and 21 scores on the ground, helping his team win 2 consecutive Lombardi trophies. However, tragedy struck when Davis suffered a devastating injury, tearing both his ACL and MCL in 1999. Despite his valiant efforts to return, Davis was never the same, and his career ultimately came to an end after the 2001 season, with a total of just 7,607 rushing yards and 60 touchdowns. It's a reminder that even the most talented athletes can have their careers cut short by injury, leaving fans to wonder what could have been. Speaking of Davis, have you heard about Mike Utley? Utley's NFL career may have been short, but the injury he sustained on the field was a sobering reminder of the dangers that come with playing football at any level. As a starting right guard for the Detroit Lions, Utley was a crucial part of the offensive line that protected legendary running back Barry Sanders. But during a November game against the LA Rams, Utley's life changed in an instant. He suffered a devastating injury to his 6th and 7th cervical vertebrae, which left him paralyzed below the waist. Despite the grim prognosis, Utley has shown remarkable strength and resilience, fighting to regain full use of his upper limbs. His foundation has also become a beacon of hope for others facing paralysis. Utley's injury is a stark reminder of the risks involved in the sport of football, but his unwavering determination and commitment to helping others is an inspiration to us all. Wait until you hear about Darryl Stingley. Darryl's early NFL career was marked by struggles, despite high expectations for the former Purdue standout, who was drafted 19th overall in the 1973 NFL Draft. Although he showed promise, his first few seasons were underwhelming, with only 339 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. Yet, in 1977, he finally began to shine, finishing his season with career highs in receiving yards and touchdowns. He was poised for a breakout year in 1978, but tragedy struck during a preseason game. In a horrific collision with Jack Tatum, Stingley suffered a broken spine that left him paralyzed. His once promising career came to a devastating end in a single moment. The sadness of this event extends beyond Stingley's personal tragedy, as it serves as a stark reminder of the risks involved in a sport that demands so much from its athletes. The legacy of Darryl Stingley is a reminder to us all to cherish every moment and to never take our abilities for granted. Another interesting but saddening story is up next with the legacy of Johnny Knox. In the NFL, 1st and 2nd round draft picks are expected to be superstars and carry their team's offensive load. But as you go further down the draft board, expectations become increasingly uncertain. This was certainly the case for wide receiver Johnny Knox. Knox was selected in the 5th round of the 2009 NFL Draft, but he worked hard and quickly climbed the depth chart for the Chicago Bears. Despite modest numbers, he even made it to the Pro Bowl in his rookie season. As his career progressed, Knox's stats continued to improve, and he seemed destined for greatness. But during a 2011 game against the Seattle Seahawks, everything changed in an instant. Knox collided with Anthony Hargrove, and the impact was so severe that Knox had to undergo surgery immediately. Fortunately, he avoided paralysis, but the damage was already done. His promising NFL career came to a shocking and sudden end. It's a sobering reminder of the risks involved in football and how quickly a player's future can be snatched away. For Knox, the dream of reaching his full potential was over before he knew it. His story serves as a warning to us all that anything can happen on the field, and that we should appreciate every moment we have. Speaking of Knox, wait until you hear about Kevin Everett. On that fateful day in Week 1 of the 2007 NFL season, Kevin Everett took to the field with one goal in mind: to prove that he belonged in the league. As a third-year player for the Buffalo Bills, Everett was looking to make a name for himself on special teams. However, in a turn of events that would send shockwaves throughout the league, Everett suffered a catastrophic injury that would force the NFL to reevaluate the risks associated with special teams play. Racing down the field in kickoff coverage, Everett made a valiant effort to bring down Dominic Hickson of the Denver Broncos, but at great cost. With a sickening crunch, Everett collided with Hickson and went down hard, writhing in pain on the field. As the medical staff rushed to his aid, it became clear that Everett had suffered both a fracture and dislocation of his spine. The severity of the injury was such that the spinal cord was under extreme pressure, and surgery was needed to save his life. As Everett lay motionless on the turf, unable to move anything other than his eyelids, the entire stadium fell silent. The weight of the moment hung heavy in the air as the gravity of the situation began to sink in. It was a shocking reminder of just how dangerous football can be and the potential consequences that come with playing the game at the high level. Despite the odds stacked against him, Everett refused to give up. He battled through his life-threatening injuries and underwent surgery to put a plate and screws into his spinal column. It was a grueling road to recovery, but by December of that year, Everett had defied the odds and began to walk again. For many, the story of Kevin Everett serves as a blatant reminder of the sacrifices that players make on the field and the risks they take every time they step onto the gridiron. It's a reminder of the price that is paid for the love of the game, and a testament to the courage and resilience of those who choose to play it. And last, but by no means least, the story of Bo Jackson. Jackson, the famous two-sport athlete, was considered one of the greatest running backs in football history and an all-star outfielder in Major League Baseball. His career trajectory was exceptional, dominating college football at Auburn University, and later playing in both the NFL and MLB. However, in 1991, during a game against the Cincinnati Bengals, Jackson sustained a severe injury that would put an end to his career. At first, the injury appeared to be a routine tackle, but upon further examination, it was revealed that Jackson had dislocated and fractured his hip. This injury caused significant damage to the bone, which led to a lack of blood supply to the area. Doctors informed Jackson that he would require a hip replacement, but the lack of blood flow to the area made surgery and recovery impossible, bringing a tragic end to his career. Despite the severity of his injury, Jackson continued to inspire future athletes with his work ethic and determination, leaving a lasting legacy as one of the greatest sports stars of all time. And there we have it. From torn ligaments to broken bones, these career-ending injuries serve as a reminder of the risks involved in professional sports. Thanks for watching.